Uma Karuna Thurman was born in Boston, Massachusetts, into a highly unorthodox and Eurocentric family. She is the daughter of Nina Thurman, née Birgit Caroline von Schlebrugge, a fashion model and socialite who now runs a mountain retreat, and of Robert Thurman, Robert Alexander Farrar Thurman, a professor and academic who is one of the nation's foremost Buddhist scholars. Uma's mother was born in Mexico City, Mexico, to a German father and a Swedish mother, who herself was of Swedish, Danish, and German descent. Uma's father, a New Yorker, has English, Scots-Irish, Scottish, and German ancestry. Uma grew up in Amherst, Massachusetts, where her father worked at Amherst College. Thurman's household was one in which the Dalai Lama was an occasional guest. She and her siblings all have names deriving from Buddhist mythology, and Middle American behavior was little understood, much less pursued. And so it was that the young Thurman confronted childhood with an odd name and eccentric home life, and nature seemingly conspired against her as well. She is 6 feet tall, and from an early age towered over everyone else in class. Her famously large feet would soon sprout to size 11, and even beyond that, and although they would eventually be lovingly filmed by director Quentin Tarantino, as a child she generally wore the biggest shoes in class, which only provided another subject of ridicule. Even her long nose moved one of her mother's friends to helpfully suggest rhinoplasty to the 10-year-old Thurman. To make matters worse yet, the family constantly relocated, making the gangly, socially inept Thurman perpetually the new kid in class. The result was an exceptionally awkward, self-conscious, lonely and alienated childhood. Unsurprisingly, the young Thurman enjoyed making believe she was someone other than herself, and so thrived at acting in school plays, her sole successful extracurricular activity. This interest, and her lanky frame, perfect for modeling, led the 15-year-old Thurman to New York City for high school and modeling work, including a layout in Glamour magazine as she sought acting roles. The roles soon came, starting with a few formulaic and forgettable Hollywood products, but immediately followed by Terry Gilliam's The Adventures of Baron Munchausen, 1988, and Stephen Frears' Dangerous Liaisons, 1988, both of which brought much attention to her unorthodox sensuality and performances that intriguingly combined innocence and worldliness. The weird, gangly girl became a sex symbol virtually overnight. Thurman continued to be offered good roles in Hollywood pictures into the early 90s, the least commercially successful but probably best known of which was her smoldering, astonishingly adult performance as June, Henry Miller's wife, in Henry and Amp. June, 1990, the first movie to actually receive the dreaded NC-17 rating in the USA. After a celebrated start,